I um, I'm looking to repurpose a lot of my uh, podcast episodes into shorts and reels. So I just thought I'd listen and see what I can learn.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Jim, how do you pronounce your last name?
I am Jim Kakachi. I've known Joyce for a very long time through Toastmasters. I served as international president for Toastmasters International. This is the first event I've attended of hers, so I'm curious to learn more about YouTube Shorts and uh, trans transform from a consumer to perhaps a creator.
Awesome. All right, Marie, would you like to go next?
Sure. Marie Leslie. I've also known Joyce for pretty much forever. I do website work for her. I am, see, what did I tell you? I'm in South Carolina. I do, like I said, I do some web design work, and I'm also kind of in a transitional business phase right now. But I have a boatload of YouTube, well, of video that I would like to do something with besides store on my computer. So see what we come up with.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Jonathan, how about you next?
Well, good afternoon for everybody. I'm Jonathan Kastner, Kastner Creative. So I am a storyteller for business growth. I help unlock the client's unfair advantage in the marketplace through research and humanization of their narrative.
Thank you very much. Brittany, would you like to go next? No worries if you don't. I see that you're still muted. And Jim, are you Jim Granda? Is that how you pronounce it? Is your mic working? I see you're unmuted. No? All right. Well, then I guess it's officially my time. My name is Crystal deBoer. I am the founder of Mile High Websites and Business Solutions. I run a digital marketing agency, and I love helping small business owners and medium-sized service-based businesses get more from their websites and online presence. I like to focus on clean design, smart SEO, and user experience, because if your website isn't built for your ideal customer, then who is it really serving? But today, we're going to be jumping into YouTube Shorts, because this is something that I kind of came across that was a bit of a surprise. I use YouTube all the time. It is my favorite platform, really, when I think about it. And this just kind of was an interesting thing that I stumbled upon. So give me just 1 second here. I'm going to share my screen for you guys. Then we are going to hop into this presentation. So, YouTube. Google loves to take all of our money, doesn't it? So I have found that YouTube Shorts is a really great way to get your name out there for your business without spending thousands on ads. It's really powerful. It's really underused, but it can build your brand awareness. It can connect you with your ideal audience, and it can explore. We're just going to explore how to create bite-sized content that works for your business, even if you're short on time and skills or equipment. You'll learn how to optimize your videos, as well as understanding the analytics a little bit. And we'll show you how I use Shorts to organically grow views without even really trying. So I'm Crystal deBoer. Again, like I said, I'm a digital strategist and founder of Mile High Websites and Business Solutions, where I help service-based businesses grow their online visibility without overwhelm. I have a passion for simplifying digital marketing, websites, SEO, and social media content strategies. All right, so why do Shorts work? Short form isn't really a trend anymore. It's how people are getting their businesses discovered without having to spend 6 hours editing a video. YouTube is pushing Shorts really hard. 70 billion views a day is amazing. It has great organic reach potential, especially for niches. It works great for tutorials, showing transformations behind the scenes, and explaining how you help clients with your services. Really low barrier to entry, no fancy gear, no editing equipment. Just think of shorts as a way to build trust fast, like a digital word of mouth. So I have a garden. I was just trying to really track how and when, my garden actually started producing food for me. So I opened my YouTube channel, this channel that I'm showing you today, in 2010. It had 50 hours of watch time as of April 2025. So in 15 years, 50 hours. Never really tried. It just was somewhere I was dumping video content when I had it. I've gained 200 watch hours since April without trying. I gained followers. I had 48 before I started my garden post because I tried to do a live and it told me I had to have 50. So I was like, all right, I'll just throw up some shorts. As of October 13th, it was 144. Because I'm getting views, I can now see more about my audience. I'm seeing what they want, what they like. I can repeat the things that are getting the most engagement and the most views. You would kill me here today. A quick note on engagement though. If it's really bad, delete it. If not, just kindly respond. I show videos of my dogs. Everyone loves to comment on people's dogs. I have German Shepherds. I have 2 of them that are puppies. We try to avoid vet visits on all costs, so they wear muzzles. Sometimes they're in muzzles in their videos. I've had people say that's very mean, but it's really just so they don't hurt themselves. I don't want anybody to lose an eye. So when people comment that, I do just kindly respond and let them know the reason why. If anything hateful is put on a video of yours, delete it and block the person immediately. There's no reason for that. But every comment you get should be reviewed. You should like it, you should respond back to them, and you should always be checking them because it could be a potential lead. And we don't ever want to miss those when they come through on any social media platform. So we are just going to get a real view here. In 2024, this is what my page looked like. 36 views the entire year, 0.2 hours watched. When I started putting up videos, you can see the explosion that happened. And this is just the last 90 days. So 100,000 views, 150 hours in watch time, 60 subscribers without even trying. And you never know what's going to take off. I have our next business focused case study that I will be talking about, but I had spoken to her one of these days, had asked her, like, did you go to my page because something just exploded? And the only feedback I got from her was no, but pay attention. So everything that I'm doing in this video right here with 27,000 views needs to be replicated. That is the algorithm and your viewers telling you, this is what you need to keep doing. This is what I like to see. This is going to get me to engage. So big picture, how did it start? May 24th, I wanted to see how other gardens in Colorado were looking. I searched zone 5A. Granted, that's not our correct zone, but I realized nothing came up. So this is your first step. You want to try and find something that you'd want to talk about that other people in your niche aren't really posting about. I happened to watch a creator who just mentioned, for your own video diary, post some videos. You'll at least have it for next year. I posted 5 15-second videos. No talking, just walking, showing my plants. Most of them had 100 views in an hour and 1,000 views by 1 a.m. And I stayed up the majority of the night watching the live analytics because I didn't know what was happening. Nothing had ever blown up like this before. So I kept posting a few shorts a day, nothing highly produced. And the funny thing is, the more time I spent on the short, the worse they did. So if you can produce really authentic content simply, that's all you need to do. My daily views stayed consistent because there was other content to watch, kept people on the page. So in June, we had 29 shorts, 27,000 views, 38 hours watched, and 17 new subscribers. Not horrible. July, we had 28 shorts, 27,000 views, 40 hours watched, 9 subscribers. August, 50 shorts, 54,000 views, 80 hours watched, 22 subscribers. September, 15 shorts, 60,000 views, 87 hours watched, and 44 subscribers, with only 15, because the algorithm started learning, oh, okay, you're posting consistent content. It's content that people are enjoying. They push you a little bit harder. So in 4 months with 115 shorts, I had 177,000 views, 250 hours of watch time, and 97 new subscribers, which is crazy for minimal effort. Again, just proving this is exactly what it looks like. Now, a lot of people have said, okay, it's your garden. People like garden content. Really, they just want, I mean, everybody likes something. There's always an audience out there. So how can we take advantage of that? So my friend, like I mentioned, has a small business. They have grown their entire audience from short form content. They have shorts that have millions of views. Their content is a little more produced, and we'll talk about that. But the content they're creating has helped grow trust with their audience enough for them to create a product and prep all of these people for launches. They launched a couple of weeks ago and have been doing amazing. And also, because they're putting up this content, they had it's kind of like an online baking QVC convention reach out to them. And when they were talking to the person, they had asked, how did you find us? They found them by using ChatGPT. They just searched who's up and coming in the baking industry. And because they're posting online and it all ties together, they're ending up getting business opportunities that they would have never gotten before just because they're posting this content. So, like I said, their name is Birchberry. They make baking tools. They have 76,000 subscribers, 49 videos, and the first row of their popular content, every single one of them is over 1 million views. You can see, like she said, there's some consistency. Apparently, the chocolate bars work good for them. The cookies work good for them. These are all the same, even though they're similar cookie bars, but having that visual engagement in your title, which we'll talk about, very helpful, and it gets people to click. Small change, but very important. So what do influencers suggest that you do? They say you should schedule your YouTube content so it can sit and the algorithm can figure out what to do with it. You should use emojis in the title. You should optimize your title with a hashtag that people would be searching for, update your thumbnail, and be the face of your video. I did some tests. Scheduling content seems to tank it, so I would not suggest doing that. You can prepare content ahead of time so it's ready for you to post right away, but taking the time to let it sit in the algorithm does not seem to be working from what I've seen. Like I said, these were just general, this is what YouTuber influencers tell you to do online. The emoji in the title definitely works. Title with a hashtag, again, definitely works. Be authentic and unscripted. That is where our content is moving to. Like I said, with the baking products, that is still a very curated visual that people want for that. But when it's coming to business owners trying to connect with other business owners or other companies, I think they understand, you want that connection instantly. By being authentic, you're going to get that. By having highly produced content, it doesn't always work. We want to make sure that every short has a description with hashtags. Changing your thumbnail, I have had mixed results. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If your video is sitting there and it's not getting any views, try to change your thumbnail. Sometimes just that little change is what people want to click on it. Being the face of your video, I have found you don't have to. My friend Emma, you see her hands. You barely see her face in her videos. So it's really not about you being it. And I know that that's a problem for a lot of people, that they don't want to be on camera. It's one of the things that, made me not push my YouTube channel back in the day. So just remember, you don't need to go viral. You just need to be valuable to the right people. Okay, but I don't use YouTube. I have a couple quick shots just to kind of explain and get you started. And then we'll talk a little bit about the analytics of it all, because we want to see how people are interacting with it so we can adjust for the future. So step by step, all you need is a cell phone with the YouTube app, really, to get started. Everything is shot for shorts in vertical format. Just want to keep that in mind. You just want to give YouTube access. I specifically select every time. You never know. You don't want to select something wrong and have it get uploaded or added into a video by mistake. So I always just make sure, and usually what I'll do is I'll film, I don't know, 10 to 15 shorts or short videos at a time. And then I will pop in and kind of arrange my videos the way that I want them to, do anything extra that I need to. So now you're ready to film. So you can do a couple different things. Like I said, I pre-record my garden shorts. So I would just be adding clips from my media library. I can record live, or I can have videos that are prepared already that are in my drafts. And all we have to do for that is just click that draft, it'll pop it in, and then you're ready to go. You can also film content with a green screen, which is what Joyce had done the day that I had kind of all of this kicked off. I happened to see her and we were talking about it. And she just took a really quick screenshot on her phone about your top 5 skills, I think it was, on LinkedIn, and then did a green screen over it, just pointing this is where on your profile you would make that change. And it was as simple as that. All right, so once you have everything kind of put together, it's going to give you a chance to review everything one more time, make sure that you like it. Once you're good, you just hit your little check mark button, and then you're going to be taken to the final screen, which is where your optimization is going to happen. So in this part, we want to make sure that your description for your short with your hashtags and your emojis are in here. We're going to change this to public, because if this setting is not updated, it's not going to go anywhere. Location, always add this in. I just use Denver for local search, especially since it's for your business. You're going to definitely want to utilize any kind of location data that we can put on this. For your audience, all you're going to want to select is not made for children. If it is selected made for children, it is not going to go anywhere in the algorithm. They don't let you comment on anything marked this way, and it definitely won't get suggested to people. And then having a related video is a great way to promote evergreen content if you want to. You can do it for the previous short that you did. Just anything that you want people to really know, it'll come up as a little link on the video. So a great way just to have like a little call to action. Anything that like describes you, your business, or is going to build that trust even more after watching whatever it was that you just had them see. And then you have the option. You can upload it and make it live, or you can save it as a draft. And then it's just sitting in your little draft folder, waiting for you to go whenever you need to post something. So again, with optimization, we just want to make sure that the titles of the videos are natural and include the hashtag in the same way. So think of what you would want your ideal customer to search to find your services. And then you can research around that, see what ones are working better. In your description, you're going to want 2 to 3 keyword-rich sentences. Again, think of words and phrases that people are searching. Hashtags, we want niche and broad. So this is very niche. This is very broad. It's always good to tag them with shorts. For some reason, it just pushes them into the algorithm just a little bit more. And then consistency. We want to make sure that we're training the algorithm to know this is our business, this is our niche, this is what we're talking to people about. I'm posting consistently, so it's not a dead channel, and it will start to grow organically. We're just that teeny bit of work of just making sure that you're posting. I have a bonus tip. I like to batch record. If you can do 3 to 5 longer form videos at a time, you can cut those down into 30, 40 shorts. So it's a great thing to have on hand when you don't have time to be like, setting up, filming, you don't feel like you want to brainstorm. All right, so now your video's live and we're going to check the data. This will take a little bit of time. You need to get views, you need to get people on the channel before YouTube populates this data on your dashboard. But when they do, it's worth it. And you can even garner a little bit of insight before they start populating this, just based on individual videos. So don't just post. You really want to learn what your audience is telling you. My best performing shorts are under 30 seconds, have minimal production, and use targeted hashtags that match seasonal trends. We want to check if people are watching all the way through the video. We want to see how they're doing over time. Sometimes they take a couple days to get pushed out there and really start getting seen by people. And then we want to check our engagement. Like I said, we just want to make sure that people are liking what they're seeing and replying to comments. So here is our dashboard. This is usually where people stop and are like, okay, too much. So this one, it's just an overview of everything. You don't really need to focus too much on here until you're a little bit deeper into it. But for right now, we want to focus on overall performance. So we would go to our content tab, we would go to our shorts, and then we can see we have a really quick way to see that everything is marked public. We have a really quick way to see if there's any kind of restrictions. If you use music from the YouTube library, you would think, okay, I'm not going to have to worry about any kind of copyright claims on it. It's not necessarily true. If there is any kind of restriction that you see come up in this column, it needs to be dealt with. You can take the music off. You can disable the video, but if there is any kind of restriction note here, it's not going to get pushed. So it's usually an easy fix. You just want to make sure that you're paying attention to it. So you can see your views over here. You can see if you have comments. You can see what your like-dislike ratio is. When I look at this, you can see that this guy right here is 50%. So that means that somebody gave it a dislike. Something about this eggplant video they just really didn't like. So it's just something that you keep in mind when you're going back and you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what videos worked for me? What do I want to do? Apparently green beans are really popular. People like those. And again, just a general garden tour with the dogs. Dogs always do good. So 100% there. When we talk about detailed video data, you would go in, you would hover over whatever video. This is the analytics. You would click on that and it'll take you to another screen. So this is what I was saying about how long are they watching. If I make even a 15-second video, but this is 6, and you can see right here, they're watching 12 seconds. So they're watching it on a loop. That's great. If you make a 15-second video and your call to action or your most important piece of info that you're giving to people is in the last 10 seconds, 10, 12, 13, and people are stopping at 6, they're not getting that call to action. So it's just showing if I'm asking people to do something, to subscribe, to like, to go to my website, to get a free consultation, you just want to keep an eye on if people are actually getting to that point in your video. That's all this is for. Okay. And then your community tab is just where your comments are going to be. YouTube has this set where any new comment that you haven't replied to is going to show in this list. So all you have to do is click on community, and this will be everybody you need to reply back to. Okay. So why does this work for any business? If you're a realtor sharing home staging tips, if you're a care community showing the impact of specialized programs, or if you're a business owner showing how your services can help people, shorts help you build trust. People want real, they want quick, they want value, and shorts deliver all 3. So your final takeaways. You don't need to go viral. You just need to be consistent. Keep it short, clear, and useful. Focus on takeaways. Use your titles and hashtags as much as you can to optimize what people are searching for. Let your passion and product speak for itself, and always, always, always leave your viewer with a call to action. Contact me, schedule a meeting. YouTube shorts aren't just about views. It's about trust and long-term growth. And now it's really time to take action. So start with what you already know, topics. Try to post 2 to 3 shorts a week. Optimize your titles and tags. Check your analytics. Adjust and repeat. Start small, stay consistent, and watch everything grow. So since a lot of people get stuck at the planning phase, this is a prompt that I have created that I will put in chat in after we finish, just so you guys can see. The only thing that you need to change is this line right here. Video topic theme, just replace my business type with whatever your business type is. I will show you the example response when we wrap up here in just a second. But a couple bonus tips. You can optimize your actual channel, not just your videos. So if you go into YouTube Studio and you go into your settings and you go into your channel, you can put relevant business tags, location info, and keywords for search. It really, really does help. Canva, if you don't know where to start with design, there are tons and tons and tons of free templates. They do have upgraded plans, so just keep a lookout for the free designs before you fall in love with something. But that can make it really easy for you just to, make a 15-second brand video, or maybe you just do a voiceover. It can start as easy as that. If you have chat, make sure that you have an account so you're training it to speak in your brand. It's really helpful when you're just, who wants to come up with a 30-day social media plan? It's not super fun. And usually, again, that's where it gets people stuck. You'll try to do it. You can't come up with anything that sounds great. When you're using chat, you can at least generate a plan, and then you can tell it what you don't like and what is wrong for your business. And then a little note about subscribers. Friends and family are great when they're like, oh, you have a YouTube channel? Great, I'll subscribe to it. It can potentially hurt you if they aren't engaging with your content. You really want viewers that are there for what you're talking about, that it's really helpful to. Friends and family are great. There's plenty of people that I know and subscribe to that I am solely doing it just to help them. But I know I have that obligation when I see their new content. I need to watch, I need to like, I need to engage. Otherwise, I'm just kind of dragging their channel down. And that was pretty much everything. If you have questions, want to talk through strategy, I do a free evaluation where I'll just take a look at your website, social media, and give you some tips and tricks. All right, so we have one final thing here. So I opened up a new chat, conversation to do this. So this doesn't have any of my branding language in. All I did was copy and paste that prompt in and change the business type to a digital agency. So this is what it came up with. Nothing horrible. Like there's a couple things that I would change because it's just not my brand voice, but we all know our brand the best. And then once you have this, you just, if anybody hasn't used ChatGPT, you just start building a relationship with it almost, and trying to get it to understand, like, no, this isn't something that I would do, or, no, this isn't the way that I want to put my business out into the, into social media. So super helpful. Like I said, it'll give you tips and tricks and everything that you need. And then it's just about filming the content. All right. So thank you everyone for listening. Yeah, thanks. Is there anybody that has any questions for me?
Joyce, you've got some, you're not Joyce, Crystal.
Yes.
Crystal. So you've got some pretty significant views there.
Yes.
Care to talk about monetization of those? Sure, it's predominantly through your leads, but did it generate any revenue?
Well, no, because this is a personal project. Like I said, it just kind of took off, but it is slowly being integrated into my business. My business right now, of course, being a web developer, a shoemaker with no shoes, I'm trying to redo my website and project work is just taking me away from that. But I've seen it do it for other businesses. So it's definitely there. And like I said, it's more about building trust, because if you are doing these on YouTube and you're sharing them to your LinkedIn page, right? Because that's where most of our business, contacts are. Again, you are just, it's that little bit extra content where people can see your face, they can get to know you, they get a feel for who you are. Because sometimes you get a recommendation and you meet someone and you're like, yeah, that's just not a good fit. So it's almost pre-qualifying your leads for you when people do reach out.
Crystal, the analogy that I have
Mm-hmm.
is that kind of content are crumbs, which lead them to
Mm-hmm.
the sandwich, which is your
Yeah.
website.
Yep. Definitely.
The thing that not everybody knows is that still the #1 search engine is Google. The #2 search engine is YouTube, which is owned by Google.
Very
And
true.
as they're changing the hashtags SEO into AI-based analytic
Mm-hmm.
search, things like this give the bot a lot more information about who you are, what you're about, and is going to be, I think it's getting close to almost half of the search now is based upon analyzing the content.
Yep.
So if you have the shorts, even just, or even longer form content, even just as validation and search engine stuff to send people to your website, this all gives the bot much more information to send those people who are looking for you to you. And if they can have that little light snack on the way to a major conversation with you on the website, then all the better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Every avenue that we can draw eyes to our business should be utilized. Did anybody else have any other questions?
I have a question on you showed where it had your comments you hadn't looked at. I've never looked at my analytics before, so I'm looking at them while you're talking. And I don't see that. Does that mean there's no comments?
If that screen is blank, it just means you don't have anything to respond to yet. So good. That's a good thing. You haven't missed anybody.
I just don't even see the link, so I wasn't sure
Oh.
where you went. And I'm just looking on I'm not using my phone. So anyway, it was quite entertaining to look at analytics. Somebody
Yeah.
watched something.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, it just gives you that little bit of insight. If you know one content topic is performing better than others, it might be a good thing to just start doing more content around that. Just gives you kind of a starting pad. Anybody else? All right. Well, I knew that we were probably going to finish up a little bit early. I am not the talker that Joyce is. She's amazing, like I said. So I am happy to give you guys a little bit of time back. And like I said, Joyce will have the recap out by the end of the week since she's getting back tonight. And feel free if anybody has any questions or if I went over anything too fast or if you look into your own YouTube channels and have questions, feel free to reach out.
I do
Yes.
have one to
Yes.
send us all out with. But this is focused upon creating shorts.
Uh-huh.
And can you touch on how short form content relates to longer form content in the overall scheme of things?
I think when I'm planning my content, I like to think of my shorts as part of a longer form, which is why I will film longer form content and then break them out. I noticed that when I was doing longer form, just, for my garden content, because that's where we are right now, it wasn't getting, so if I had the shorts can be up to 3 minutes. So if I filmed just up to that 3-minute mark, it wasn't performing as well. People wouldn't get all the way through it. You wouldn't, if there was a call to action at the end, I could have very easily saw this isn't going to be working. But when it comes to you taking time out of your day as a business owner, since this is just something supplemental, it's not what's generating your daily income, you want to, having a longer form video that you can post for people who want the whole story, that will also give you views and build your trust. But I like to film that long form and then snip it down. You can get, like I said, I think 10 to 15 shorts out of a 3-minute video, which it's not really long form, but if there was topics that you found that, again, people were really interested in and would sit down for a long form video for, it's just, I don't know, it's just another way to tell your brand story, tell how you can help, show people how you can help, and then you're just snipping it down to little bits. I hope that answers your question.
And when you are referring to the length of short form as opposed to length of longer form, what time
Over 3
constraints are you
minutes.
thinking of?
Yeah, 3 minutes, longer than 3 minutes will not, it'll automatically convert to a normal YouTube video, which won't get pushed into the algorithm as well, and you won't get those views. So keep it under 3 minutes on YouTube. And then, like I said, you can make it even smaller, but 3 minutes is the longest that you can do, and it's considered a short.
Will this recording be sent out to everyone?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Along with the presentation, which has a chat prompt in there for you as well.
Great, thanks. Sorry for being late. I had technical issues and couldn't get in.
No problem. And I think I might have missed you guys because I was I don't have Joyce here. So I did not mean to miss you guys, so I'm sorry that you were sitting in the waiting room.
Chris, what's your editing tool? Do you use that in native YouTube?
Yeah. Yep. I edit everything in there. I used to spend, you know, if I went on a hike or had a ski day or something, just personal content that I wanted to put up, I could spend 6 to 8 hours going through the footage, editing in Final Cut, doing all your transitions, adding music. And then you post, you know, okay, so that ends up being what, a 5-minute video maybe? That would get no engagement. With YouTube, you can add your little snippets in there, and it's as easy as dragging it down to what size you want it to be. So say you have, you know, your clips have to be less than 3 minutes because it'll freak out. It'll say, nope, this isn't a short. We can't even load this in here. So if you put a 1-minute video in there, you can trim it down to the 10 seconds that you want.
So let me just play that back. So you record a video, you upload the full video to YouTube, then you go extract clips.
Pretty much, but you would do it within the YouTube app. Or, you know, pulling a snippet that you did on your phone from your media library.
Okay.
Yep. And then you can cut it down, do whatever you want with it, add another video into there if you want. Like there's one point in this video that I took that I want to make another one. You just keep loading them in, trimming them down, and you'll be good.
Okay.
Yep. So nice and easy. No external software.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I do appreciate everyone coming today. Thank you very much. And like I said, I am a resource if you have questions, even if it's 6 months from now, that you're just like, oh, yep, I really wanted to I started doing this. And now I have some questions. Just feel free. I love to talk about this kind of stuff.
So I came late because I couldn't get in also. I was waiting a half hour, but do you have an email? How do we reach you?
Yes, I have, let's see, you guys came in later. Let me put my contact info in here again. And like I said, Joyce will be sending out the full presentation and the recording for everyone too. So like I said, if you see anything and you think of a question, just reach out. I'm always here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. Oh, and my contact, just in case you didn't see it, Marla, is in the chat for you.
I see it now. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful day. And thank you again for joining me.
All right.
Thank you.